The algorithm has spoken. The winning predictions are confirmed as they race towards the finish line.
Welcome to CRI, your expert source for professional handicapping at Caymanas Park. I'm bringing you today's complete race card analysis for Saturday, October 25th, 2025. We have gotten 10 competitive races with multiple expert picks and some best bet opportunities. Let's break down each race with winning selections. Race 1, restricted allowance, 7.5 furlongs. Opening race brings us a road event with two strong expert ticks. At the top, Alchemy of Souls from Post 2 leads our selections at 45.12%, with Ryan Lewis riding for Jason DeCosta. This runner has shown consistent improvement, and the inside middle post position is ideal for the distance. Khaleesi is our second expert pick from Post 3 at 43.29%. Radish Roman teams with Carlton Cunningham. These two are very evenly matched and should dominate the exacta. I'm Outstanding breaks from the outside Post 8 at 40.92% as our contender. Dane Dawkins connect with Peter John Prasad. Don't overlook this one despite the wide draw, as Dane Dawkins know how to win from outside. Royal Maverick from Post 5 at 39.36 gives us Javaniel participant riding for Patrick Lynch, another solid contender in this competitive field. Roaring Kitty completes our 5 from Post 9 at 26.34%. Demar Williams teams with Ian Passard. This is our long shot contender for exotic depth. CRI selection, Alchemy of the Souls and Khaleesi are co-expert picks. Exacta box these two, trifecta, Adin, I'm Outstanding, and Royal Maverick. Superfecta using all 5 for full coverage. Race number 2, maiden condition, native bred 3-year-old, 7.5 furlongs. 3-year-old maidens seeking their first win at the route distant. Earmark Blitz is our lone expert pick from Post 2 at 45.21%. Radish Roman rides for Adderford Brown. This colt has the clear edge on the numbers and should control this race from the favorable post. Secret Sensation breaks from Post 6 at 42.32% as our top contender. Philip Parchment teams with Carl Anderson, legitimate upset threat with tactical speed. Kwesi from Post 4 at 41.0% brings Uville Pinnock connecting with the powerful Anthony Nunes barn. When Nunes sends a maiden, you respect it, even if it's not the favorite. Shanshan sits at 17% from Post 5, with Charlene Garden aboard for Adrian Prince. This is our standard selection, a significant drop-off from the top 3. Friends Connection rounds out our 5 from the rail at 15.15%. Sadiki Blake rides for Ricardo Brown, another standard selection for Superfecta purposes only. CRI selection, Earmark Blizz to win as our expert pick, Exacta Wheel over Secret Sensation and Kwesi. Trifecta box top 3, Superfecta using R5 with heavy emphasis on Earmark Blizz. Race number 3, restricted allowance, 7 furlong. Here is an incredible competitive race where the top 3 are separated by less than 1%. Noble Monarch from Post 4 at 49.72% gets the slight edge with Ramon Nepar riding for Donovan Clark. Chesney from the USA breaks from Post 6 at 49.27%. Richie Shakes teams with Stephen Todd bringing that imported class. This is essentially a pick 'em up between the top 3. Noble Sovereign from Post 5 at 48.87% gives trainer Donovan Clark 2 powerful entries in this race. Tajay Saku is aboard. The Clark barn could sweep the exacta. Bubbling Brown Sugar from the USA sits at 35.12% from Post 3. Jaime Anderson rides for Ryan Darby, another USA import proving depth. Bomb Knight completes our 5 from Post 2 at 32.42%. Anton Allen connects with Marlon Brown. All 5 horses are legitimate contenders in this wide open affair. CRI selection. This is a must-spread race. Use all 5 in exactas and trifecta boxes. For win betting, Noble Monarch gets the microscopic edge, but any of the top 3 could win superfecta, box all 5. Race 4, Maiden Special. Native bred 2-year-old 4.5 furlong straight. 2-year-old maiden sprinting straight down the lane. Fidelity from post 5 at 46.69 is our top contender. Anton Allen rides for Jason DaCosta. This juvenile has shown early speed in workouts. Maybelline breaks from post 3 at 42.98%. Another from the Jason DaCosta barn with Jerome Ennis aboard. The stable could dominate this maiden event with 2 strong chances. Blightwood from post 4 at 41.7% brings Radish Roman connecting with Anthony Nunes. Whenever Nunes sends a 2-year-old, you pay attention. The Barnes juvenile record speaks for itself. Uncle Molly 6 at 36.57% from post 6 with Dane Dawkins riding for Robert Pearson, another contender in the slightly bunched field where the top 4 are separated by just 10%. The Chief Master rounds out our 5 from post 2 at 19.48%. Everett Clunis teams with Edward Stanberry. This is our standard selection for exotic coverage only. CRI selection, use the top 4 in exacta and trifecta boxes. This juvenile race is unpredictable. Slightly lean to Fidelity for the winning bet. Super trifecta using all 5. Race number 5, 3-year-old and up optional claiming 5 furlong straight. Sprint Actions brings us 2 expert pick at the top. General Chief from post 2 at 44.70% gets our expert endorsement. Ian Spence ride for Spencer Chung. This sprinter has tactical speed to control the pace. Irish Wish is our second expert pick from post 3 at 44.25%. Ricardo Carr teams with Anthony Nunes. These 2 are virtually dead, even on the numbers, and should buckle for the win. Curlin's Flight breaks from post 6 at 39.93 as our top contender. Richie Shakes connect with Marlon Pusey. Solid exotic coverage despite the outside post. The Little Groovy Thing from post 4 at 32.73% brings Demar Williams riding for Norman Smith. Another contender with a legitimate shot at the exotics. Top It Good completes our 5 from the rail at 28.89%. Cheyenne Gordon teams with David Powell. The inside post could be an advantage in this sprint, making this a lifelong shot. CRI selection, General Chief and Irish Wish are co-expert picks. Exacta box these 2. Trifecta adding Curlin's Flight. Trifecta box 3. Superfecta using all 5. Race number 6, 3-year-old and up optional claim in 5 furlong straight. Another sprint with 2 expert selections from mid-pack posts. Phonometer from post 7 at 43.03% is our top expert pick. Demar Williams rides for Ryan Williams. This sprinter has been training forwardly. Sudden Flight is our second expert pick from post 5 at 40.20%. Tyrese Anderson teams with Rowan Mathy. The middle post position is perfect for this runner's tactical style. Rum With Me breaks from far outside post 14 at 43.76% as our top contender. Radish Roman rides for Peter John Prasad. Despite having the highest win percentage, the extreme outside post in a sprint is a significant concern, which is why this is a contender rather than the expert pick. Last Dance from post 11 at 37.56 brings Dane Dawkins aboard for Michael Marlowe, another contender dealing with an outside post disadvantage. Muzo completes our 5 from post 13 at 24.10%. Anthony Allen connects with Oral Aiden. This is our standard selection facing the double whammy of low win percentage and terrible post position. CRI selection, Phonometer and Sudden Flight as expert picks. Exacta box these 2. Trifecta adding rum with me despite the post. Superfecta using R5 with caution on the wide post. Race number 7, restricted stakes, 5.5 furlong. The feature stake race of the day brings us 3 expert picks. This is our most competitive race. Mighty Gully from post 3 at 53.77% gets top billing. Dick Cardenas rides for Robert Pearson. This is our strongest expert pick with over 50% win probability. Don Kwesi is our second expert pick from post 7 at 52.25%. Demar Williams connects with Parrington Bernard. This runner has shown impressive gate speed and closing ability. Rico from the USA completes our expert trio from post 5 at 51.7%. Dane Dawkins team with Jason DaCosta, another imported runner with class advantage. These 3 horses all show over 50% win probability. This is an exceptional betting race. Strong Mind from post 1 at 50.16% is our top contender. Paul Francis rides for Patrick Lynch. Remarkably, even our first contender show 50% win probability. The top 4 are all legitimate win candidates. Bowmore from the USA rounds out our 5 from post 2 at 38.11%. Jaime Anderson connects with Philip Lee. This is our weakest selection, but still a contender in exotic wagers. CRI selection. This is a key race. Use all 3 expert picks in exacta and trifecta boxes. Mighty Gully gets the edge for win betting and Strong Mind for superfecta. This is your foundation race for pick 3, pick 4, and pick 6 tickets. Race number 8, a restricted overnight allowance, 6.5 furlongs. 2 expert picks dominate this overnight allowance. Main Mistress from the USA breaks from post 3 at 45.61%. Omar Walker rides for Peter John Passard. This imported mare as the class hedge. Come Home to Me is our second expert pick from post 7 at 44.15%. Shime Garden teams with Jason DaCosta. These 2 should control the pace and finish together. Cookie Day and Night from the rail at 42.49% is our lone contender. Dane Dawkins connect with Giri Sabrati. The inside post could be advantageous, but the win percentage drops significantly after the top 2. Provident sits at 22.91% from post 4 with Philip Parchment riding for Jason DaCosta. This is our first standard selection representing long shot value only. Captain Sparrow completes our 5 from post 6 at 21.82%. Radish Roman rides for Anthony Nunes, another standard selection for superfecta depth. CRI selection made Mistress and Come Home to Me as co-expert picks. Exacta box these 2. Trifecta adding Cookie Day and Night. Superfecta using all 5 but with heavy emphasis on the top 2. Race 9, restricted overnight allowance, Division 2. Second division for the overnight allowance features 1 dominant expert pick, Zulu Warrior from post 9 at 45.68%. This is our expert selection. Radish Roman rides for Adrian Prince. Despite the outside post, this runner has the clear class advantage. Super Alex breaks from post 3 at 45.60% as our top contender. Jaime Anderson teams with Carl Anderson. The favorable post position makes this a legitimate upset threat. Mr. Senator from post 4 at 39.24% brings Eric Houghton riding for Jason DaCosta and a solid contender from a mid-pack post. King's Crown sits at 26.68% from post 7 with Richie Shakes aboard for Stephen Todd. This is our 4th contender, providing depth for exotic wages. Midnight Galaxy completes our 5 from the rail at 22.53%. Emilio McLean connects with Oral Hayden. This is our standard selection. The inside post offers some value despite the low win percentage. CRI selection, Zulu Warrior to win as our expert pick. Exacta with Super Alex and Mr. Senator. Trifecta using top 4 contenders. Superfecta box all 5 for full coverage. Race 10, restricted allowance 4, 5 furlong straight. Closing sprint present an ultra-competitive 5-horse field where all are contenders. We have no expert picks in this wide-open finale. Uncle Peck from the USA from post 12 at 40.60% gets the slight edge. Omar Walker rides for Peter John Passard. This imported sprinter shows the best numbers but faces an extreme outside post. Buttercup breaks from post 8 at 40.43% with Clive Lynch aboard for Omar Williams' virtually identical win probability to the top selection. Blood Moon from post 14 at 39.15% brings Anthony Allen riding for Anthony Dixon, another runner hampered by a terrible post draw in these sprints. Indestructible sits at 38.81% from post 9 with Radish Roman connecting with Philip Elliott. The top 4 are separated by less than 2%, making this anyone's race. Dream to Reality rounds out our 5 from post 13 at 26.69%. Emilio McLean teams with Salain Roman. Sacklin Roman. Even our weakest selection faces post position challenges. CRI selection. This is a must-spread finale. Box all 5 in exactas, trifectas, and super trifectas. The outside post position in this sprint make this incredible unpredictable. If forced to choose, Uncle Peck and Buttercup get slight preference, but spread your bets. Why? There's your complete Caymanas Racing Intelligence analysis for Saturday, October 25th, 2025. Race 7 is your key race of the day with 3 expert picks all showing over 50% win probability. Mighty Gully, Don Kwesi, and Rico are must-use horses in our multi-race exotic wages. For best bet opportunities, focus on race 2 with Earmark Blitz as a lone expert pick at 45%, and race 7 where Mighty Gully leads 3 exceptional expert selections. Race 3 and 10 are incredibly competitive spread races where all horses are live. These are perfect for boxing strategies rather than keen single horses. For players building multi-race tickets, use races 1, 5, and 7, and 8 as your foundation, with expert picks then spread in race 3, 4, and 10, where the fields are wide open. Remember, bet responsibly, stick to your money management, and never chase losses. Use our expert picks as your foundation, contenders as your value plays, and standard selections for long shot coverage in multi-horse exotics. This is Ned Gunter, bringing you winning selections every race day. Good luck, and may the odds be in your favor.